Get ready for the action because we are kicking things off with a massive showdown. ESPN's Michael Wilbon has dropped a bombshell, calling Aaron Rodgers irrelevant and slamming the network for the constant coverage of the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. We dive into why Wilbon feels this Hall of Famer is past his prime and what this means for his future. Out what the coordinator has to say about Rodgers' mentorship and the talent he brings to the team. And finally, we wrap up with the contract reveal that has everything figured out. We break down the massive pay raise for Aaron Rodgers and what this decision truly signals for the Pittsburgh Steelers' future direction. Don't miss this analysis. Stay locked in with us. ESPN commentator Michael Wilbon has sharply criticized the network for its persistent coverage of Aaron Rodgers, labeling the quarterback irrelevant at this stage of his career. This commentary comes amid news that Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers have agreed to a one-year contract to return to Pittsburgh in 2026, following the team's exit in the wild card round after an AFC North title win the previous season. Wilbon expressed frustration over the network's continuous focus on Rodgers, arguing that the hype surrounding him is unwarranted given his recent performance trajectory. On First Take, Wilbon stated, "Aaron Rodgers, a first-ballot Hall of Famer, a great quarterback for years. He's irrelevant now. What makes him relevant now? This network talking about him every day in, day out, as if they're hanging on and waiting for, Patrick Mahomes 3 years ago. He's irrelevant at this point. He's not LeBron James, he's not Tom Brady, he's not playing that way into his 40s. This whole thing is overstated." Wilbon specifically targeted coverage across the ESPN network, excluding his own show with Tony Kornheiser, and pardon the interruption. He asserted that the only significant news regarding Rodgers is his retirement, suggesting that the constant daily coverage is an overemphasis on speculation. Wilbon concluded by shifting the criticism from the player to the media. "I get it. It makes it sound like I'm criticizing Aaron Rodgers. I'm not. I'm criticizing us, I'm criticizing breaking news, I'm criticizing every day. We got to talk about Aaron Rodgers. No, we don't. He's irrelevant. Period." In contrast to Wilbon's assessment, Rodgers demonstrated solid performance during his recent tenure with the New York Jets, posting a 10-6 record as a starter. He threw for 3,322 yards, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and maintained a 65.7% completion percentage. Despite Rodgers' return to Pittsburgh, Wilbon indicated he does not wish to engage in the same level of daily scrutiny, particularly leading up to the Super Bowl season. The Pittsburgh Steelers' 2026 schedule presents a deceptive picture, ranking 14th easiest in the NFL by strength of schedule, suggesting a manageable path for Mike McCarthy's team in his inaugural season. However, a specific 3-game stretch between Week 11 and Week 13 reveals a brutal test that could significantly impact Pittsburgh's playoff aspirations. This period features matchups against Philadelphia, Denver, and Houston, all bringing top 5 defensive profiles that pose distinct challenges for the offense led by Aaron Rodgers and first-year offensive coordinator Brian Angelicio. The initial hurdle comes in Week 11 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia boasted one of the league's strong defenses last season, finishing 8th against the pass and 5th in points allowed per game. The Eagles bolstered their unit by adding Jonathan Greenard to a front featuring Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith Jr., and Jalix Hunt. This defensive alignment presents a serious test for an offense reliant on Rodgers' timing, rhythm, and control at the line of scrimmage, with the secondary offering limited relief from players like Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Rick Woolen. Denver presents a different kind of difficulty. The Broncos led the NFL in sacks last season, and their defensive line, featuring Zach Allen, Nick Bonitto, and Jonathan Cooper, has the potential to derail passing plays if Pittsburgh falls behind. Furthermore, Denver's run defense was elite, allowing only 91.1 rushing yards per game. The culmination of this difficult stretch arrives in Week 13 against the Houston Texans at Acrisure Stadium, which is considered the toughest matchup. The Texans previously overwhelmed Pittsburgh in last season's wild card game, limiting Rodgers to 146 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception while sacking him 4 times. With star players like Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson Jr., Derek Stingley Jr., Jalen Pitter, and Aziz Al-Shar still leading the way, Houston possesses coverage across every facet of the game. While the overall 2026 schedule may offer some breathing room, this concentrated defensive sequence is poised to be a defining challenge for the Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers have secured the services of Aaron Rodgers as their offensive coordinator for the upcoming season, a move that has generated significant excitement within the organization. Rodgers has signed a 1-year contract to return to the Steelers for his 22nd NFL season. Offensive coordinator Brian Angelicio expressed his enthusiasm, calling Rodgers a great mentor and emphasizing the value of his guidance during the team's off-season training activities, which commenced on May 18. Angelicio stated that Rodgers' feedback and information are invaluable to the team and that his willingness to help the players is a major asset. Angelicio has a strong working history with Rodgers, having overlapped with the quarterback for 3 seasons with the Green Bay Packers from 2016 to 2018, when Angelicio was the tight ends coach on Mike McCarthy's staff. This prior familiarity allows the coordinator to understand Rodgers' playstyle intimately, reinforcing his confidence in the 42-year-old quarterback as he prepares for his next campaign. Aaron's played at an elite level for all his career, Angelicio commented, highlighting Rodgers' exceptional arm talent and throwing ability. Really, his arm talent, the throws he makes, those are things he's done since he's been in this league. It truly amazes me. It's remarkable the way the guy throws the football. As Rodgers approaches age 43 in December, and following initial hints that his 2025 season might be his final, the Steelers have bolstered their quarterback depth. Angelicio is pleased to have Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, and rookie third-round pick Drew Aller in the mix. He believes the team's current system supports having multiple quarterbacks, stating, "I think you can never have enough quarterbacks. With the system that's in place here, I think it's great that we have 4 quarterbacks, and we have a good plan of how we're going to get those guys reps." Despite the depth, expectations remain high for Rodgers, who is anticipated to receive the majority of first-team reps as he prepares to secure his 19th consecutive Week 1 start. The Aaron Rodgers saga has reached its conclusion as the Pittsburgh Steelers have opted to re-sign the veteran quarterback, confirming him as the starting quarterback for the 2026 season. The contract reveal also included a significant pay increase, allowing Rodgers to earn up to $25 million this season. However, the decision has drawn criticism from analysts. Some argue the contract increase is steep, suggesting that Rodgers' declining physical attributes limit his ceiling, making the choice questionable given the team's current standing. Critics point out that the cost is comparable to the top alternative, Malik Willis, who offers a more committed deal by locking him into Miami for 2 seasons without breaking the bank. Proponents of the move argue that Rodgers represents a safer option for Pittsburgh. While he may not elevate the team to powerhouse status, he is viewed as a reliable choice who will not cause the team to collapse. In contrast, Malik Willis is seen as a higher upside gamble. While he showed development in Green Bay, there is a risk he could plateau. The move is interpreted as a defensive strategy by Pittsburgh to mitigate the downside risk associated with signing Willis. Critics suggest that signing Willis could have yielded a legitimate boom candidate and an extra draft pick, as Drew Aller would not have been necessary. Instead, the Steelers appear stuck in a recurring cycle. While Rodgers is expected to deliver a winning season and a potential playoff appearance, he is not viewed as a candidate for a top-tier draft pick. This situation sets the Steelers up for the next offseason with two young, inexperienced quarterbacks and a lack of a franchise-altering draft pick. Despite any perceived cost savings on Rodgers' initial contract, the increased salary is seen as detrimental as the team continues to cycle through similar outcomes.